俺はスペルドの戦士だ。一度決めたことは覆さん。必ずお前たちを故郷に連れて行く。
はい。
In the world of Mushoku Tensei, the story of the Superd tribe is a tragic one. A demon tribe with a level of combat prowess that was unmatched. Former allies in the demon-human war, once honored and revered by their demon kin, now reviled as bloodthirsty traitors, feared and despised by all. A bedtime story used to terrify children. That fearsome reputation had lasted for centuries, and until the meeting of Ruijerd, Rudeus and Eris on the demon continent, it seemed that would always be the case. However, as Rudeus would discover, there was more to this story than anyone living, save Ruijerd himself, knew. The fateful story of the Superd is one of loyalty, betrayal, tragedy, and a quest for redemption. Personally, I found it to be one of the most interesting story threads of the Demon Continent arc, despite the fact that we aren't really given all that much information about them. So with that being said, who were the Superd? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
The Superd were a powerful demon tribe known for their longevity, honor, and combat prowess. The tribe's distinctive green hair and jewel-like third eye worked to distinguish them physically from other tribes hailing from the demon continent. In addition to this, the tribe's warriors were renowned spearmen whose combat prowess was, as I stated in the intro, highly regarded and almost unmatched. Personally, the action scenes that put Ruijerd's fighting prowess on display were some of my favorites of the series to date. I mean, look at him. His spearwork screams style and brutality. Possessing superhuman speed, strength, agility, and the ability to see and sense mana with the use of their third eye, the Superd made for fearsome opponents and had long been the force that the rest of demonkind could rally behind. And honestly, when you look further into the details of the Superd's biology, it's really no surprise. And what do I mean by that? In addition to the physical traits that I just mentioned, the Superd were born with tails that hardened over time as they reached adulthood. Upon reaching adulthood, these hardened tails would fall off and become the Superd warrior's personal spear. I mean, how dope is that? Combat was literally a part of their DNA, an intrinsic part of their biology. It really gives new meaning to the phrase, "I'm built for this." Now, as if all that wasn't enough, the Superd were also the longest lived race in the series, with lifespans regularly spanning several centuries. To give that some context, when Rudeus, Eris, and Ruijerd meet with Roxy's parents at the Migurdia tribe settlement, her mother let Rudeus know that the Migurdia lived to be about 200 on average. Ruijerd at this point in the series was over 500. Yes, 500 years old, with no signs of being affected by that age at all. Simply put, the Superd were powerhouses stacked with winning attributes, and they knew how to use them. So what happened? What led to their fall from grace? The answer to that, the demon god Laplace and his schemes. In the third human-demon war that took place 500 years prior to the start of the series, the Superd tribe rallied behind the demon god Laplace, the leader of the demon faction in this incarnation of the conflict. This war, though shorter than the prior two, was brutal in its intensity, and the Superd quickly rose in the ranks of the demon army. Their loyalty, honor, and fierce combat effectiveness saw them become Laplace's elite guard, saw them become the right hands of the demon god. And this ultimately led to their undoing. They say that deception and betrayal can defeat even the strongest of opponents. The deadliest blow is often the one that you don't see coming, the unexpected blow. As the war raged on, Laplace, in recognition of the Superd's superb ability and combat effectiveness with the spear, gave a gift to his elite guard. A new spear, a black spear, a devil spear. These new weapons were immensely powerful, and on the surface appeared to be nothing more than a reward for the Superd and a means to see their already outstanding fighting ability increase. And why would they suspect otherwise? The Superd were the most loyal and the most powerful of the forces at the demon god's disposal. And some among the Superd did have their misgivings. Remember, The superb spear was literally a part of them, their partner from birth. Many among the superb considered their spear to effectively be an extension of their very souls. To cast an extension of yourself aside for another, no matter how powerful, seemed almost sacrilegious in a way. However, many superb, while acknowledging the importance of the weapons of their birth, took the weapons as commanded. This new tool would further aid them in the war against humanity, and, more than that, were a gift from their lord. Neither side would realize the treachery contained within these spears until it was far, far too late. None of them could foresee the betrayal that Laplace had planned for them. Battle after battle was fought, and time again, the Black Spears proved their effectiveness, putting their power on display for all to see. Until finally, during the course of one battle, Laplace activated the curse he had imbued the spears with, and delivered to the superb the unexpected blow he had secretly planned for them all along. The curse of the Devil Spears drove the superb warriors who wielded them into an uncontrollable frenzy, drove them insane with a bloodlust that did not differentiate between friend and foe. The superb warriors, driven to madness, slaughtered their enemies, their allies, their own families, and finally, when none were left, they fought and killed each other. With his last act, Ruijerd's son, one of the superb who had refused the Black Spears and who had realized the source of the superb madness, managed to destroy the weapon his father wielded, freeing his mind before dying in his father's arms. Ruijerd, finally himself again, could only look on in horror, immense sadness, and a deep rage. Taking up his son's spear, the very soul of his son, he would rise as the sole survivor of the once great demon tribe, the last of the superb. In the immediate aftermath of the tragedy, Ruijerd would consider suicide to atone for his tribe's actions before ultimately foregoing that, instead choosing vengeance on Laplace for his deceit and betrayal. Ruijerd would later play a role in the final battle against Laplace, leading to the demon god's defeat. We aren't given a lot of explicit detail, with the material only letting us know that Ruijerd interfered with the battle in some way that allowed the heroes of the opposing faction to secure Laplace's defeat. After securing this retribution in the name of his tribe, Ruijerd would set out on a lifelong mission: clear the name of this superb. This would be an incredibly difficult task, as the terrible deeds committed by the tribe in their madness had caused their terrible reputation to take root in the consciousness of all who knew of it. It would be 400 years before Ruijerd would make any real progress in his mission, but progress would eventually be made. This progress would be due to the meeting of Ruijerd, Eris, and Rudeus, and the efforts made by Rudeus to assist Ruijerd in clearing the superb reputation. Ultimately, it would be revealed by Hitogami that the demon god Laplace had cursed not only the Devil Spears, but the superb themselves through the spears.
ラプラスは恐怖の呪いを槍に移してそれをスペルト族になすりつけたのさ。スペルト族の呪いはもう消えかけているんだ。ルイジェルト自身にもまだ少し呪いが残っているけど、髪を切ったおかげで急速に薄れつつあるしさ。
The curse placed upon them was one of fear and dread, similar to the one we see that the dragon god Orsed possesses. Hitogami reveals to Rudeus that Laplace had tied the curse to the superb's green hair, and that Ruijerd, shaving off his hair to better disguise himself over the course of their journey, had helped the curse to fade more rapidly. Ruijerd, Rudeus, and we the audience are ultimately left with good news. The combination of time, the removal of Ruijerd's green hair, and his continued good deeds would lead to the curse disappearing entirely. We get to see evidences of this in Dead End's later interaction with people towards the end of their journey. After saving a group of men from a monster, they aren't terrified after learning that Ruijerd is dispersed, and remain thankful for his help.
デッドエンドと聞いて恐れることなく、愉快そうに笑った冒険者の顔を、スペルド族と聞いても認めてくれたドルディア族との距離感を、家族との再会に涙しながら礼を言ったシーローンの兵士を。
The curse of fear and hatred is visibly fading, and we the audience, like Ruijerd himself, are left with the knowledge that things will and actively are getting better. The story of the superb is a tragic one, full of loss, but it doesn't end that way. Ultimately, their story and Ruijerd's journey is one of redemption and hope for the future. But now I want to hear from all of you. What are your thoughts on the Superd story? Let me know in the comments below. More than that, thanks for watching. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. I'll catch you on the next one.